This is the Red Line Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Told you I'd see you soon. Be about 5 days to be exact. Welcome to the Red Line Radio Network. The gentleman over at Red Line has been kind enough to let me join their family. So I'll be seeing you Monday through Thursday, hopefully every day. The changes to the shows have not changed. Same shows, same times. Different network. It's like Batman used to say, what was it? Same time, same bat channel. But welcome to For What It's Worth, Political Talk. I have to say, and I preface this, I'm not a journalist. I'm not a political analyst. I'm just some jabroni who likes to listen to the issues, likes to hear both sides, and then form an opinion. But again, welcome. It is 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. That'd be 4 o'clock Pacific time. Now, I would be remiss. I don't want to get this wrong. Today's show is brought to you all light. Also, you remiss if I didn't. Radio. So, anywho, again, so much going on in the world of politics. We're in almost month 5 of the war over there in the Middle East, although they don't call it a war. This in particular administration, I don't even know what they call it anymore. To be quite honest with you, I have no clue. Some of the things that stood out to me, and I'm going to play a bunch of clips, because it's always amusing to me. Here's one. This is President Trump trying to determine, is it this one? Here it is. This is President Trump saying that he can tell what immigrant it is just by looking at it.
Open border. Nobody checked. They just walk in. And you could look at some of them. You could say, this is trouble. And they'd walk into our country. We remove them.
I just found it humorous. You can just tell, obviously, just by looking at them that they're trouble. I wonder how many times he's actually been on the border, by the way. I don't know. Somebody might want to throw that out to me. How many times Trump's actually been to the border. And then President Trump, for I don't know, maybe the 1,000th time, he's also issued a stark warning to Iran. We've heard all this before, but he's going to reiterate for everybody.
Look, we're going to win one way or the other. We're either going to make a deal or we're going to finish the job, okay? And it won't be tough to finish the job. I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to affect 91 million people. We can knock down their bridges in 1 hour, We can knock out their energy supply, all of those big plants that they built, big, beautiful, modern plants. They had a lot of money. They don't have any money now. We haven't given them any money. But we can knock out their electricity and power generating plants in, I would say, a small part of an afternoon. Every plant will be gone. And they know that.
Yeah, they know that. How many times have we heard over the last 5 months, the war is close to being over? It's close to being over. Wiped out their nuclear capability, the whole nine yards. Last June, they said we wiped out their nuclear capability. And then 8 months later, well, they were 2 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. It just doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. And again, there are some Democrats that piss me off with some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth, some of the rhetoric. I'm not Republican, I'm a Democrat. I'm an independent. Like Hermie from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer said, I am independent. So that was him issuing a stark warning to Iran, and they're quaking in their boots. It's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting the different result. Just doesn't happen. Oh, and breaking news. The Heat Miser just posted this a couple hours ago. I'll read you his tweet on the tweeter machine. Great news. I've been just informed that one of the biggest, best, and smartest retailers in America, Walmart, will be lowering prices by a lot. And my administration's request to celebrate our great country's 250th birthday, Walmart will in particular be dropping the price for a pound of ground beef by almost 15%, among many other products. And I had to look it up. It's not 15%. It's about 10 to 12%. This is a huge deal for many millions of Americans who smartly shop at Walmart, which is a truly patriotic company who loves the USA. My administration is lowering prices and, of course, blame everybody else that Joe Biden incompetently raised with the worst inflation crisis in history, a total disaster along with the southern border, that botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, and many other failures. Just as I promised, oil prices are plummeting fast. Said that 5 months ago. Gas prices at the pump are dropping too. Notice he didn't say plummeting fast on that one. Just like egg drug prices, which are bringing down by historic levels. Not true. Walmart is stepping up in a big and bold way, and other retailers should follow the lead of these absolute patriots. Together, we will make America stronger and greater than ever before. President Donald J. Trump. Again, just a lot of gobbledygook. There's some other stuff I took notice to. Colorado has passed a bill to ban AI child porn. 17 Republicans voted no. Your own determination, your own opinion on that one. Back to some more video. This is President Trump talking about certain Americans that complain too much. So here
How
we go.
important is it for you to listen to everyday Americans when
Very
it comes to policy making on a
These
daily
people
basis?
built the country, not the complainers. The complainers didn't build the country. These people built the country, whether it's fishermen or farmers or anything else. Me, guys like me, they built the country. I watch all these ingrates. They're always complaining. They didn't build anything. They couldn't build anything.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. School teachers, firemen. He didn't say specifically what the ingrates were, what the complainers were. Just people that built America. Everybody else, other than him, and people that built America, I'm assuming he's talking about buildings and railroads. People with a lot of money built America, and not the middle, the blue collar guy. Ingrates. So I found that amusing. And then this is him. Actually, he's quoting the Bible, but he thinks he saw it in a Declaration of Independence.
And as our Declaration of Independence tells us, we are all made in the image of one Almighty God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's from the Bible. Mr. Trump, that's not from the Declaration of Independence. He said something about TikTok today. I think he called it Tic Tac. If I had 3 hours to dedicate to a political show, I would do it. But I just don't have that kind of time and that kind of nonsense. Let's see what else caught my eye. Oh, this is Governor Shapiro, Pennsylvania. He's talking about putting an end to the corruption in this country that he sees is going on. So these are his comments.
I think we need to consider more amendments to our Constitution. We've had 5 constitutional conventions in Pennsylvania alone. Understand, and our founders understood this, that they couldn't write down every rule. They couldn't forecast every problem when they passed the Constitution. Again, it's been updated 27 times since then. I think we've got to have everything on the table. We've got to be bold. We've got to understand that the excesses that maybe people wrote about in books but never imagined a chief executive, a president, would engage in, because, of course, we imagined even a president we disagreed with to be grounded in a love for this country, grounded in we the people, right? And we don't have that now. And I think it calls on us to have real reforms of the court and be open to real reforms of our Constitution, and certainly be open to a Congress of the United States passing anti-corruption, anti-gerrymandering, and a new voting rights law here in this country.
I agree with most of it. I mean, you could probably find something on every politician that's in office, to be quite honest with you. Some of them, it's the pot calling the kettle black. So that's Governor Shapiro, who will probably be running for president 2028, I would gather. Some of the other stuff, I was just like looking at some of the other headlines from today. Mr. Putin over there, NATO, as NATO meets, they're meeting. Word has it Putin is weighing his options in Ukraine. We're 4+ years in Ukraine-Russia war. Who knows how that's going to wind up? Let's get some more video. And of course, the whole anti-Semitism definitely on the rise throughout the world. Look, is Israel squeaky clean? By all means, no. I said this before, and I'll say it till the day I die. The shit's been going on over there for 3,000 years. Has there been peace in those 3,000 years? Yes. Never last, though. They've been at each other's throats for thousands of years. Even the time of Moses. You can go even before Moses. It's never going to change. Presidents, other heads of state think they're just going to come in there and they're going to solve everything and there's going to be peace. And it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Extreme Islam screws it up for all the good Islamic people. And as far as Israel goes, you got Netanyahu. It's never going to be solved. Period. Because extreme Islam, they just don't want to wipe out Israel. Israel's first, then they want to come after everybody else. And I get it. They're willing to die for their religion without a blink of an eye. How many people around the globe, whatever country it is, are willing to die for their religion? It's just not going to happen. So here's Bibi. I believe. Well, I'll just play it. You form your own opinion.
Some of them have actually asked to be annexed to Israel because we protect them in Lebanon who ask for our protection. It's the Druze, it's Muslims, the Sunni Muslims, and quite a few of the Shiite Muslims too.
Okay.
So they'd like to free Lebanon. I can tell you, if you want to have peace, you better be able to protect yourself against those who want to annihilate you. We do that. But in defending ourselves, we're defending our common civilization.
So you're just basically talking about protecting people in Lebanon. I don't know. I'm not a Middle East expert. I'm sure you're not seeing 80% of the stuff that goes on. But again, I don't care who comes into play. Anwar Sadat and Menachem Begin, back in the late 70s, signed the peace treaty. And one of Anwar Sadat's own generals murdered him and some of his cabinet. Because the extreme Islamists, they don't want peace. They want Israel gone. Then they want the United States gone. Then they go after everybody else. And again, I'm not saying Israel's squeaky clean, because I'm sure they're doing some stuff that. And they have nuclear weapons. Last country to use a nuclear weapon was the United States. To actually use it for a purpose. People that these countries have tested. But again, I've said this before, whatever country has a nuclear weapon, do you want to be that guy or that woman that presses the button? It goes down in history as causing a nuclear war. And I believe the next video, this is Benjamin Netanyahu saying that to hate Israel is to hate America.
Christians in the Middle East.
You're touching on my next question because a source close to the vice president's team told Politico that statement that he made reflects his view of this new political reality where, quote, the vice president sees that the ground is shifting against Israel among voters, including with younger Republicans. He's responding accordingly with nuance instead of stridency. Do you take that as a warning that if Israel were to act alone, the Trump administration would withhold its backing?
Well, first of all, it concerns me that there's that element of anti-Israel, first of all, in the Democratic Party and in the woke right. I'm concerned with that, and to the extent that we can do something to mend it, obviously I'll do it. But I find that there's something unique about these attacks, and that something is that the people who hate Israel end up hating America. And I've seen that, when they do these, these demonstrations, these protests against Israel defending itself, this tiny country defending itself against these terrorist murderers who commit to exterminate us. And we do what any self-respecting country would do. We defend ourselves. But when they do the protests, they burn Israeli flags, and very often right next to them, they burn American flags. But when those Americans who support Israel, non-Jews and Jews alike, when they do a demonstration to support Israel, they wave the Israeli flag and they wave the American flag. So I think there's a process taking place inside America, which you probably know better than me, of questioning America's traditional values and going to many places that I think challenge not only our alliance, but they challenge the traditional values that form the basis of each of our countries. And I hope that's not something that is going to proceed. I hope America changes direction. That's really what I hope to see.
And
So they have that. And again, everybody thinks it's just America that backs Israel. It's not the case. It's not the case at all. Again, here on the Red Line Network, ladies and gentlemen, it's For What It's Worth. I'm your host, Ryan F. All things politics. Like I've said before, I'm not a journalist. I'm not a political pundit. I'm none of those things. I like to listen to the issues, form my own opinion. I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm right down in the middle. I'm independent. Again, if you're tuning in, let me just get to it here. As I scroll, a couple more videos to get through here, and then I will call it a show. Again, I'll see everybody at the top of the hour here on the Red Light Network. For the first installment on this network of Early Evening Sports Buffet with the Ginch, I am said Ginch, Ryan F. I'll be your host. This is Gavin Newsom giving a warning to anyone considering helping President Trump interfere with his.
Let me speak directly to anyone considering helping President Trump interfere with our election or our count. If you violate California's laws, if you interfere with our voters, tamper with our ballots, or meddle in our election, you will be prosecuted. Doesn't matter who gave the order. That's why I'm moving forward with new legislation that would make it a felony to seize ballots before the vote has been certified by state and county officials. We will be the wall he cannot get past, because we believe that once an election is decided, the winner governs for everyone. That's the architecture of American liberty. Donald Trump, he doesn't believe in that architecture.
So Gavin Newsom just basically laying it on the line. Here's former Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey This is him basically saying what he thinks about Trump receiving all his gifts and him forming an opinion on that particular subject.
He and his family believe they are entitled to this. This is an entitlement to them. They believe when they came back and won this election the second time, that gave them license, that the American people gave them license to essentially go and take whatever they could take over this period of time. And quite frankly, when you look at the scale of this, here's another thing apparently that Donald Trump learned from Vladimir Putin during his first term. This is Putin-esque type of corruption and self-enrichment. And Maggie's right. The laws don't prohibit him from doing this. Common
Potentially
sense.
the Constitution does, the Emoluments Clause.
That's right. I mean, there's a difference between, obviously, as you know, between the individual ethics laws, which do not apply to him, but the Emoluments Clause, when you look at the plane. And what I think it will start to hurt him more is that he says things that turn out to not be true. Oh, the plane is a gift, it won't cost us anything. Well, no, it costs us hundreds of millions of dollars to get it up to Air Force One level of operation. Every time he says one of those things, the ballroom won't cost anybody anything. Now we're talking about them wanting to move $1 billion to work on the ballroom. So, the American people are starting to catch up to this. You can feel it.
Well, that
Agreed. Agreed. Can't bullshit a bullshitter. He's a BS artist. That's all he is. And his cronies. And I like it. It's not just that. There are some Democrats that I think are cronies too that they BS too. Actually, I wish I had 2 hours to dedicate to some political talk, but I just don't have the time. A couple more, and then I'll get out of here. I found this interesting. This is a pastor, and I should have wrote down his name before I played it. This is a pastor basically laid on a line saying that America has never been a Christian country.
But it has never been a Christian nation.
Uh,
But it has never been a Christian nation and never will be. A Christian nation would never have killed and displaced 20 million Native Americans who are still left out and living in poverty. A Christian nation would never have thought that owning slaves was pleasing to God, or that it lined up with Scripture in any way, shape, or size. And we not only practiced it, but we were so obsessed with it that we went to war about it. We had a civil war. And in that civil war, 500,000 Americans died. That's more than Americans that died in World War II or any other war we've ever had. Our own civil war. We killed 500,000 of our own people so people could have the right to own other people as property.
Powerful. Powerful. Say what you want about religion, whether you agree or disagree. He's made some valid points there. And this is from last week, before Congress headed out for whatever the 2-week recess or whatever they're going to do, 4th of July weekend. This is Representative Troy Nehls. He was asked about Americans struggling while Congress, basically the Republicans, are recessing.
Congressman, real quick, how do House Republicans make the case that you're fighting for affordability when you go back to your districts?
Affordability? What are you talking about?
Well, affordability is the big...
I'm going to go there tomorrow. Over the 4th. I'm going to get me a couple big lobster tails. I'm going to get me some nice ribeyes. I'm going to sit in my backyard with my family, my neighbors. And we're going to be enjoying the 4th, celebrating 250 years, the birthday. We're going to be celebrating the greatest president in my lifetime, Donald J. Trump. Maybe watch some fireworks. Won't be up here. It's going to be too hot, right? And I'm in bed at 11 o'clock. I heard the fireworks ain't going off till 11 o'clock Eastern on the 4th of July. I probably have to sleep through that one. But listen, everybody understands you're going to see a little increase in energy prices because of Iran. I mean, come on, people aren't stupid. You realize that when you have a conflict with Iran. But I think in the end, this short-term increase in some of the costs of energy, gasoline and stuff, is temporary. But President Trump has made it very clear to these companies, don't be gouging, no price gouging. I mean, energy, what? Oil was at $69 the other day, 72 today. I mean, the price has got to come down. Don't take advantage of the American people. To me, it's almost criminal.
You think 60% of Americans?
So we got to do that. We have to do that. And I think that the overall goal and objective is to make sure Iran never has a nuclear weapon. So I'm okay with the increase in fuel because you knew it was going to happen obviously with oil and the Strait and everything, but it's a temporary issue.
You think the 60% of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck can afford lobster tails and ribeyes and all of that?
Maybe not. Maybe the 60% of America don't work as hard as I do either. I mean, I don't know.
All you have to do is listen. All you have to do is listen. You throw up a blank canvas and let them paint a picture for you. Before I head out, because everybody, when Joe Biden would either fall asleep or he'd wander off and caught tremendous flack for it. This is President Trump when the fireworks were going off. Just picture paints 1,000 ways.
Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Paying anything to roll the dice.
Basically dozing off. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's going to do it. We're at the top of the hour here on the Red Line Network. Again, early evening sports buffet with the Ginch. I am the Ginch, Ryan F. I'll be your host. World Cup action. Spain eked one out in extra time today. England with there was all kinds of stuff going on in that England-Mexico game yesterday and in the stands. Major League Baseball, we'll get into that. We are a couple of weeks away from summer camp for the NFL, and I believe next week we will start the coaches' media days for college football. It's coming fast, and it's coming soon, and it can't come soon enough. But again, thanks to the guys here at Redline for allowing me to become a part of their family. Some exciting things going on here. From what I see. Again, is it going to come up here? Oh, no, it doesn't like me. It liked me. No, it doesn't like me. See if this works. Pull myself up. So that's going to do it for me for this show. Coming up at the top of the hour, again, early evening sports buffet with the Ginch. We will be talking sports, and more sports. I'll see you at the top of the hour.
Redline Network introduces our newest partnership, Outlaw Light. Outlaw is crafted for all of the beer drinking patrons of America. They aren't preaching or teaching, their mission plain and simple, to provide a high quality beer at an affordable price. Outlaw is crisp, crushable, refreshing. Available by the case, tall boys, 16-ounce 6-packs or singles. Go to outlawbeer.com to find the nearest can or tavern near you. The Redline Network proudly raises their cans to you. Stay bold, Outlaw.